Hi, my name is Ricardo Solis, and I'm going to talk about our biodegradable and non-biodegradable soaps project. So, previously, we had seen the saponification process and researched it to understand it, as well as we understood how soap works, and how it has a hydrophilic and hydrophobic side to each of its composing molecules, which is essentially how it cleans. In this project, we wanted to know the difference in biodegradable and non-biodegradable soaps and compare which is the best for us so that we could be able to recommend the type of soap to use. For this, we gathered our materials such as different types of soaps, pH strips, glasses to separate the different mixtures, etc. On both experiments, none of our materials were harmful to us, but we made sure to use protection, sorry, for example, with the blender and other processes that we needed to be careful with. For our first experiment, we washed our hands to make sure there were no oils that could affect the testing and tested the pH of the hand before any soap was applied. We did this 3 times. We then did the same, but this time we washed it with every type of soap individually instead. We also did this 3 times for each soap and observed very constant results. We recorded everything to compare at the end, and this way we found out how each type of soap affects the regular pH of your hand. In the second experiment was where we used the glasses, blender, scale, soaps, water, and oil. We wanted to find out each soap's ability to clean the hand and get rid of oil. The ability of each soap to temporarily mix water and oil using its hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends. The hydrophilic side attaches to water, and this is the main part of soap making foam and washing off. The hydrophobic part of the soap is the part that attaches to oils and fats, which cleans the small solid parts while used. The mixture of these two sides of the soap and being used simultaneously gives us a result of soaps we know and use daily. Since the start, we had a hypothesis that the artisanal biodegradable soap was going to do a better job. To prove this, we mixed water with each type of soap, measuring the exact same quantities of both materials, and then proceeded to add oil. At first, we did not see immediate results and decided to leave it to rest, since mixing it manually will create bubbles in the soapy water. After some time, we saw the results and proved our hypothesis wrong. Escudo and artisanal soaps did not mix the oil and water, while the only soap that made water and oil mix was a zest soap. And on the 3 attempts, we got the same result on every soap. After we did this experiment, we came to the conclusion that our initial hypothesis was right. We predicted that as an observable result, and after washing our hands with the artisanal soap, the pH would change less than with the other soaps due to its natural composition. This, above all, was an expectable outcome, but it is safe to assume that each person will have a different result, thus making this an experiment with variable outcomes. But at the end, the artisanal soap would cause the least change in pH. In our second experiment, we came to the conclusion that our hypothesis was partially correct. If you consider the fact that the biodegradable soap worked the least towards mixing water and oil, we initially considered this a predictable outcome due to the soap's poorly refined formula. On the other hand, we also saw a poor outcome from the soap Escudo, but came to the conclusion that this soap focuses more on the bacterial side than the cleaning side. At the end, the unpredictable outcome was the effectiveness as a cessed soap had at mixing soap and water. Finally, taking into consideration the results and conclusions previously established, it is fair to say that the most recommendable soap bar is a biodegradable one because even though it didn't perform as well as the cessed soap bar on the second experiment, it was the least aggressive with the hand on the first one, and it can be argued that not being able to maintain water and oil mix can be an advantage because it means that the hand isn't completely bereft from its natural oils for maintaining the hand moistened and smooth. For the final note, we personally recommend using a biodegradable soap in general for self cleaning. This soap is not only cheaper, but it also cleans thoroughly for the most part, whilst leaving the hands with the necessary or essential oils it secretes to maintain hydrated, which the other soaps remove. It is also made by hand from completely natural ingredients, which at the end of the day helps the environment because the production of the other soaps contaminates heavily, while this one doesn't. This does not mean the other soaps are bad, since Escudo is more recommended for cleaning bacteria after handling really dirty stuff, and Zest is a more general soap to use everywhere. But we would like to recommend the artisanal soap to everyone so that they can have more conscience of how it helps the environment and themselves a lot more. Thank you.